Yesterday's thumbnail was overall going over the MACD and the RSI, how those things were violated for the SPY, and how that can help you from making, keep you from making a big mistake. And that being that you're thinking that some kind of massive crash is coming when the signals have been violated. A crash can happen here, but we would have to remake some signals on the daily or the 2-hour chart. The 2-hour chart has crossed down, and you might think that that's very, very scary, but it has violated some key levels if you want to check out yesterday's video. Because in yesterday's video, we were overall suggesting that we are very likely to go retest these buyers. That would probably be the most probable situation to happen there. And we did test exactly on our daily expected move. We tested those buyers, and at the end of the day, they were able to step up. So we got to get you guys some updated daily expected moves to see if the squeeze didn't happen here, is it going to happen right here as we just reloaded? Let's get into it. I do believe it is very important to go over the 2-hour chart, but we can be very thankful to that daily expected move and the retest of those buyers. That's fantastic. But we already talked about the fact that the 2-hour could come all the way still down to these type of areas. And it would still overall say, watch for a curl up into positive territory because we have violated some serious signals. That's why the thumbnail was overall showing off a MACD that violated a signal. It is overall suggesting that we would have to remake signals to crash down here or see a lower high. So we don't see a lower high. There is no divergence here on the 2-hour chart. So we really shouldn't be too fearful of some kind of daily disturbance yet. It can always come. The market can do what the market wants to do, and it's our job to react. But that's exactly what we're going to do today. We're going to talk about some situations to react to. Obviously, the bearish ones being if we see that 2-hour divergence form or if we see a lower high from the 2-hour, that's going to end up saying, hey, we're going into a negative trend. That is not what we're leaning towards, and that's not the most probable situation here because most of the time, the market wants to head in the upward direction. So that's why we're going to give you some levels to watch for tomorrow. 698.12 to the upside, 689.42 to the downside, getting very, very close to what? 700. Now, very, very nice to see because as we talked about this yesterday and the volatility signals we suggested to watch ended up being pretty choppy, but they're still kind of doing it, right? But the key thing here is just simplifying things. We have made a new high. We have not made a new low. We'd have to take out some serious levels. And the MACD is still by that center line, ready to curl up into positive territory. And if we zoom in on this RSI, we can see that we violated that point of divergence right in here where we would like to make a lower point. So all of this is saying, look for continuation, look for the bullishness to step in. So we're aware of the bearish things that can form, but once again, they have not formed at this point. So the most likely situation going into tomorrow is the price action has confirmed above all your moving averages. The RSI is saying it's getting going, and the MACD just needs to curl up into positive territory, but I guarantee you some people who are a little riskier than me and probably don't have a baby on the way most likely are going into calls going into tomorrow, which I think is very, very cool to see because there is still some risk tomorrow to pay attention to early on. Before the market open, we will get the PPI, retail sales, and then after the open, we will get existing home sales. Now, if we go just take a quick peek, let's just take a blip for a second. We kind of already went over this stuff, but if we go look at, say, HGX, wherever I can find my HGX, there it is. HGX has seen a major boom here. It's in a serious positive trend. You have the daily chart that's going positive here. So the momentum signals are not suggesting that housing is going to collapse here. It says it could pull back. So I just wanted to point that out early on in this video. Let's hop back over to the SPY and finish things up here. For the most probable situation going into tomorrow, we will most likely see the 30-minute be able to curl up into positive territory here, and we will be able to drag that out into 698.12. If we do see a major gap up or something like that, we will give out the second standard deviation over on Patreon. But this does mean what? We have gotten rid of those divergences here on the RSI. The MACD has gotten down by that center line. We've retested those buyers from that 95% line yesterday. We piled up in this area, tested the 5-day. All of this is normal bullish behavior to come into these levels. Sure, we can get a failure. We're always aware of that. But if this confirms to the upside, the probabilities would say you are very likely to go to 698.12. And if you're breaking through to make another new high, then you're just looking for those pullbacks to be bought up by buyer demand, and we can end up up towards 702.38 by the end of the week. Now, it's important to note that next week we are going into OPEX, but next week we will actually get Vixpiration. So I am expecting some volatility to pop up next week around Wednesday. Just wanted to point that out. And we are going to go over those volatility signals because it is still elevated even at these levels. But first, we got to get through the Qs and get you some daily expected moves. You can see the Qs once again just coming down to these areas. Kind of a rip around kind of day, actually. Probably pretty fun for a day trader. I'm sure we could find some type of divergences or something like that. Maybe you could even see it on this RSI, actually. Maybe we can see it. A little divergence right there. I don't like my divergences in the middle of the RSI though, but I'm sure on like a 5-minute or 15-minute, you probably see some cool little divergences there. So let's get you some critical levels, right? We're just testing the 5-day, testing those buyers from the previous day, new highs, right? So we're expecting a pullback to be bought up by buyer demand. This is still bullish. There has been nothing bearish here, even though the Qs had the slightly bearish tilt, actually. They had the opportunity to go bearish. In fact, but 631.70 to the upside, 620.78 to the downside. Now, when I say that, I mean, we have to look at the markets as a whole. We have to look at mostly the SPY, consider the QQQs, and also look at volatility to come up with that bearish crash scenario. And like we said, you had some of those things, but the price action was not adding up to that. So we've never really leaned toward and had our scenario number one being a stock market crash. And that's very important because if you just simply look at this 30-minute chart, you can see that the 30-minute, if that curls up into positive territory, what's happening here? Testing the 5, testing the buyers, curling up right into positive territory where what can happen? We can test the highs, go make a new one. Where would that new one be? Potentially 631.70 if the data all goes well tomorrow. Now, want to pull over to the 2-hour chart because the 2-hour chart here for the Qs was saying, hey, we violated the divergence on the MACD, but we are still holding it on the RSI. So I understand if you're a little bit weary here, but if you consider the SPY and volatility, neither one of those matched this. And normally, if I'm going to, say something is very highly probable, I need to have a good argument. I can't just see one little maybe crash signal on the Qs and then say, oh, everything's going to tear down, even though the SPY is not showing it, even though the IWM is not showing it, even though DIA is not showing it, even though VIX isn't showing it. That's just not necessarily the best thing to do, in my opinion. It would really hurt my trading if I did that, to be honest. Even if the 2-hour wanted to come down these levels, curl up into positive territory, that's what's being suggested can still happen. But the most probable thing going into tomorrow, just so we are very clear, is the 30-minute is curling up, confirming with the price action, confirming with the RSI signal line, and now you're waiting on the lagging indicator being the MACD, which means the most probable scenario going into tomorrow is watch for the failure. But right now, the most probable situation is you are going to get a confirmation up, and by the end of the day, you could be tagging something around 631.70 to the upside for the Qs. Now, remember we taught, see, I was saying it was a little wonky. We were a little bit like, now we need to see something from the VIX here. We need to see it try to make a move to the upside that then turns down, creates that lower high. Now, I suggested this could be on the 30-minute chart. We did get a rejection, but that rejection never broke us completely down. We remained by the center line. You see a form of divergence on your MACD. So it was making sense to be hesitant into the end of the day. And volatility actually turned out to most likely be not the absolute best thing to watch for the confirmation. So that's unfortunate. I really thought that would be so. But one thing that we can be sure of here is if we are going to see what? Well, let's back out of this 2-hour for a second to really go through what we're looking at here. We are looking for the daily to curl down. We are looking for the daily to reject all of this. We're looking for that to reject, come down, and potentially head down towards a level of about 12.12. I think that would be very interesting. That is where we can start to set up as we make a new low. We can set up some kind of divergence here on this MACD. And if we shoot down a little bit too low, we will be looking for 2 waves of that. So that would tell us a lot going into, say, February. So we're looking for the daily to cross down here. Now, are we looking for that, or are we paying attention to the signals and then reacting to them? Because a reaction to tomorrow, a reaction at the end of the day today was the 30-minute confirmation from the SPY. Now, there is some data coming out in the morning, so I understand if you're mitigating risk, maybe, downsizing position because we have some data. But now you have seen what? You have seen the 2-hour divergence, right? This is why I suggested, hey, this is why I went through the trade plan, actually. of sometimes when the 2 hour confirms, I still wait for some kind of reaction before I get in that position. But people trade completely differently, right? But we did have divergence on the 2 hour chart on the MACD and RSI at the same time. So this was the big signal going into today that told us that it is very likely the market will be able to hold up with some buyer demand. And it is very likely that we are going to see a move up from volatility that fails, as we didn't do that on the 30-minute chart initially. So we did get that move. It ended up being bigger than I expected, able to curl up the 2 hour chart. But if the 2 hour is able to confirm down here, you are suggesting that a squeeze is very much so on the table. You are suggesting that maybe even the monthly expected move can be considered by the end of January. The monthly expected move at that point would be what? The monthly expected move is all the way up here towards 708.12. This means we will be watching markets very closely, but for now, as the 2 hour has violated those signals, we are looking for that to extend, back off with Vixpiration. Potentially with Vixpiration, we kind of see some volatility for a moment and then get up to that monthly expected move. That would be a very nice thing to watch for. So the summary of this video is we got exactly what we expected, a little bit different signals for volatility, but exactly what we expected for the SPY. We do see that the SPY ended up tagging, trying to test those buyers. We see that we were going down to test that 5-day. We see that the MACD is down by that center line, and all you have to do is see some good PPI. And if that PPI comes out good, you're going to head towards, I would potentially even say 700, but your daily expected move says 698.12. That would be the most probable situation as the market has proved itself at this time. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. I'm sorry I had to put this out a little bit quickly. I know I'm talking a little fast on this one. Hopefully tomorrow I will be able to slow things down a little bit when we do see some confirmations. Thank you guys. Have a great rest of your day. Peace out.